Hi students, I'm once again back with yet another video, and this video is in continuation to my previous videos which I have been covering the topic government budget and the economy. Initially I told that there would be 3 modules for this chapter. So first module we dealt with budget, definition, features of budget and objectives. In the second module we started structure and components of the budget, in which we exclusively discussed budgetary receipts, and this is the third module in which we are going to discuss budgetary expenditure. So let us start with budgetary expenditure. What is budgetary expenditure? It refers to the estimated expenditure of the government. It refers to the estimated expenditure of the government on its development and non-development, or on its plan and non-plan programs during a year. Okay, government incurs some amount of money on various plan and non-plan activities, development and non-developmental activities. Those all expenditure is considered as budgetary expenditure. Okay, whatever government spends either on plan or non-plan, development or non-development, all comes under budgetary expenditure. Now budgetary expenditure, like revenue receipts, has 2 types: revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. So what is revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure refers to those estimated expenditure of the government in a year which A, does not create assets, B, does not cause a reduction of liabilities of the government. It's a kind of expenditure which government incurs, for which no assets are created, nor the responsibilities or the liabilities of the government are reduced. So government has to spend on certain items where in return government doesn't get anything. Neither assets are created nor any liabilities are reduced. So it's a kind of expenditure which government has to continuously spend. Example, old age pension. See, old age pension is given to those who are very old. Some old people are identified and they are given old age pension. So it's a kind of expenditure for the government, but for this expenditure no asset is created, nor government also cannot say that their liability is over towards those old people. So it has to continue, and for that government doesn't get anything in return. Scholarship to students, similarly, same way, students are given, bright students are given rather, scholarship. That's a kind of expenditure for the government, but for that no asset is created, nor the responsibility of the government or liability of the government is reduced. So it is a continuous process, and the government has to continuously pay for it. Now comes to capital expenditure. It refers to the estimated expenditure of the government in a year which creates assets. This is just opposite to revenue receipt. In this, what happens? You spend and there creates an asset, okay, and causes reduction in liability as well, and the liability or the responsibility is also reduced. It is a kind of expenditure in which assets are created and liabilities are reduced. This is just opposite to revenue expenditure. For example, government constructs a dam, government constructs a flyover. This is all expenditure, no doubt, but a flyover is an asset to the nation, dam is an asset to the nation. Similarly, the liability for those people who are living near the dam is also reduced for the government, because the government can say, now dam is constructed, you are safe and your area will be developed. That means the liability of the government is reduced. A flyover is constructed then government can say there is a flyover, lot of facilities are added. So now you people, those who are in dire need of that flyover, can now easily commute and get economic activities go fast. So the liability of the government reduces here. So these are the examples: construction of dam, construction of highways or flyovers, repayment of loans and all. Now expenditure on development and non-development. Okay, development expenditure is known as expenditure on developmental activities. Whatever money the government spends on developmental activities in the field of economic and social arena, whatever the government spends, that all comes under developmental expenditure, because that money what is spent leads to the development of that area. Non-development expenditure, there are certain expenditures which does not lead to any development. It is just the government has to spend. Such expenditure comes under non-development expenditure. Plan expenditure. This is an expenditure which is planned in our 5-year planning system, that we would be spending this much money for education, we would be spending this much money for health, this much money for sanitation, all it is planned, and accordingly the money is spent. So that expenditure is known as plan expenditure. Non-plan expenditure. Non-plan expenditure, it is again an expenditure which is not planned. Sometimes there is an earthquake, a lot of destruction and damage taken place. So the government needs to help the people around. Government spends a lot of money for the rehabilitation of the people, for again bringing the life back to normalcy. The government needs to spend. Similarly, floods. If there is a flood in a particular region, many people are affected. So the government has to spend a lot of money in order to resettle them and make them economically and financially a bit capable of continuing their life. So the government spends a lot of money there also. So that money comes of course under budgetary expenditure, but it comes under non-plan expenditure. So this way the government spends. We discussed the government's income, that is government's revenue, that is budgetary receipts, and now we discussed what is budgetary expenditure. Okay, what is budgetary expenditure, how government spends, which expenditure comes in which category, all we discussed. And now after this definitely we would like to know what is budgetary deficit. After budgetary expenditure, in which we discussed the revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, now let us discuss budgetary deficit. So basically what is the meaning of deficit? Deficit means shortage. Okay, so when there is a certain shortage, certain type of shortage, naturally we call it deficit. And here in this case, budgetary deficit. So what is budgetary deficit? It is defined as the excess of total estimated expenditure. It is defined as the excess of total estimated expenditure over total estimated revenue. Okay, when your expenditure exceeds to your revenue, obviously there creates a gap, and that gap is known as budgetary deficit. While preparing the budget, the government, if government finds in a situation where its expenditure is quite more than its revenue, then definitely the government finds itself in a situation where there is a big gap, and that gap is known as budgetary deficit. Okay, and now it's not a very simple thing to understand, because budgetary deficit means the government has to do something to what I should say, to clear the gap or to lessen the gap, so that there should be revenue is equal to expenditure. But anyway, when such situation arises, revenue is less than expenditure, so there creates a budgetary deficit. Budgetary deficit has three types. One is revenue deficit, Revenue deficit means whatever deficit occurs due to the revenue area, that is called revenue deficit. I am trying to make the things very simple, lucid language I am using, so that everybody can easily understand. That is why I am using very simple language. For example, budgetary deficit, this definition is there, but you can simply understand that when your income is less than expenditure, or when your expenditure exceeds income, naturally there will be a budgetary deficit. That's the simplest definition you can understand. And similarly here, revenue deficit means revenue deficit occurs in the areas of revenue that is considered as revenue deficit. There is a formula for it: revenue expenditure minus revenue receipt, RE minus RR. Now fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit, when you consider about fiscal deficit, total expenditure, that means you have to add what I should say, revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, both. Total, here only revenue, but here total expenditure, that means total revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, that all if you add, that is total expenditure and total revenue. Again, total revenue receipts, capital receipts, excluding borrowings you need to exclude. So this is the formula of fiscal deficit, in which what is the best formula, simplest formula is total expenditure. Total expenditure includes revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Total receipts, that includes revenue receipts and capital receipts, that you have to subtract, then you will get fiscal deficit. Now primary deficit. Primary deficit, the formula is very simple: fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Fiscal deficit, this is fiscal deficit, and from there you have to subtract interest payment. So these are the basic formulas. There will be number of numerical problems which you can solve, which are generally given at the end of the lesson. These, with the help of these formulas, you can work out those numericals. After that, I will prepare exclusively 2-3 modules of videos in which exclusively I will deal with all numerical problems of class 12 syllabus. So this is the basic what we discussed about government budget and the economy, which was categorized in 3 modules. First module we discussed about budget and features and objectives. Second module we started components and structure of budget, in which we started with budgetary receipts. Third model and final module is budgetary expenditure, in which we discussed capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, and then finally budgetary deficit. Okay, if you go through all these 3 videos, then definitely you will have a grip on the topic government budget and the economy. It's an easy topic. Only thing that once you understand the concept, you can answer any question, okay, and you can get good marks. So hope you will go through all these 3 videos and try to get the essence of the topic and prepare question answers based on that. And then there will be some numericals. If you take the textbook or if you take any reference book, at the end of the lesson there are certain numerical based on budgetary deficit. Solve them out, and as I said, I will once again 2-3 exclusive videos for the numericals exclusive I will upload, which will again help you to recap and do your numericals in a best manner, because numericals fetch a lot of marks, and if you are correct you will get full marks. So I hope these 3 videos will help you to understand the topic government budget and the economy. Thank you very much.